If you want to be disgustingly well-read, you need to diversify your TBR. August is Women in Translation Month, which highlights and promotes literature written by women in languages other than English. So here are 7 books to help you broaden your bookshelf. The Wall by Marlene Haushofer tells a story about an Austrian woman who mysteriously gets separated from the rest of humanity with a glass wall. It's an examination of female identity in society, the impacts of humanity on nature, and the difference between performance and purpose, especially when it comes to idealized female roles. Vegetarian by Hong Kong, which tells the story of Young-hae and her rebellion against South Korean societal norms. What's really interesting about the story is that you never get to see Young-hae's perspective. Instead, you're watching her and her descent into psychosis through the lens of those closest to her. Slender is the Flesh by Augustina Basterica is a gruesome story about the horrors of capitalism. It takes place in a dystopian future where animal meat is off limits due to disease, so humans resort to eating other humans. Minor Detail by Adania Shibli takes place in 2 different timelines, the first being in 1949 after the Nakba. It tells a story of a young Palestinian girl who was brutally murdered by the IOF. Fast forward to the second part, another young Palestinian woman seeks to uncover the truth in modern-day Ramallah. It is a very urgent and important story about the normalization of brutality, the erasure of identity and memory, and the important relationship between the past should we want to understand the present. Next we have Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk. It is a riveting murder mystery on the surface, but below that it really tackles the issues of animal rights and injustice and who gets to inflict violence and get away with it. The Door by Magda Szabo is a story about 2 very different women and the unlikely friendship that blossoms between an elderly housekeeper named Emerence and a young writer named Magda. Finally, On the Calculations of Volume by Salvesh Bal. This is a haunting and philosophical meditation on existentialism and absurdity, love and loss, and human impact on the world over time. There's so many more books that I want to add to this list, but I'll leave additional recommendations in the captions. But I want to know, have you read any of these books? Are any of these titles on your TBR? What are you reading for August or Women in Translation Month? Let me know in the comments, and happy reading.